Hi everyone, back again with a offering for Poetry Thursday. So without any further ado...
We don't want them ados.
No, whatever ado actually is, I'll hand you over to the Dr. Jennie.
Hello everybody. So today I am reading a poem. We've got a nice new book of poems by 19th-century women poets. It's a huge book, huge and chunky and juicy. And this is a poem from that book called Lay of the Trilobite by May Kendall. A mountain's giddy height I sought, because I could not find sufficient vague and mighty thought to fill my mighty mind. And as I wandered ill at ease, there chanced upon my sight a native of Silurian seas, an ancient Trilobite. So calm, so peacefully he lay, I watched him e'en with tears. I thought of Monads far away in the forgotten years. How wonderful it seemed, and right, the providential plan, that he should be a Trilobite, and I should be a man. And then, quite natural and free, out of his rocky bed, that Trilobite he spoke to me, and this is what he said. I don't know how the thing was done, although I cannot doubt it, but Huxley, he, if anyone, can tell you all about it. How all your faiths are ghosts and dreams, how in the silent sea your ancestors were monotremes, whatever those might be. How you evolved your shining lights of wisdom and perfection from jellyfish and trilobites by natural selection. You've Kant to make your brains go round, Hegel you have to clear them. You've Mr. Browning to confound and Mr. Punch to cheer them. The native of an alien land you call a man and brother, and greet with hymn book in one hand and pistol in the other. You've politics to make you fight as if you were possessed. You've cannon and you've dynamite to give the nations rest. The side that makes the loudest din is surest to be right. And oh, a pretty fix you're in, remarked the Trilobite. But gentle, stupid, free from woe, I lived among my nation. I didn't care. I didn't know that I was a crustacean. I didn't grumble, didn't steal. I never stooped to rhyme. Salt water was my frugal meal, and carbonate of lime. Reluctantly I turned away. No other word he said, as ancient Trilobite he lay within his rocky bed. I did not answer him, for that would have annoyed my pride. I merely bowed and raised my hat, but in my heart I cried. I wish our brains were not so good, I wish our skulls were thicker, I wish that evolution could have stopped a little quicker. For oh, it was a happy plight of liberty and ease to be a simple Trilobite in the Silurian seas.
Okay, so May Kendall.
May Kendall, that's a little cracker, May.
Yeah, so that was in 1887. Even I can see that it's got the ideas of evolution that were floating around at the time as part of it. And that was, basically current affairs, really. It was something everyone was kind of, because what does it mean if we evolved as Huxley? That would be the evolutionary theorist Huxley, wouldn't it?
Yes, not Aldous Huxley, who I don't think was even born then.
No,
in fact, I'm sure he wasn't. He was still a Trilobite at the time.
And stuff like fossils and so. But it's also social satire, is it?
It's social satire, yeah. It's basically saying, they did this all very well to talk about how we've well, this is what I think. It's all very well to talk about how we've evolved, but we haven't really, because we're beastly.
Yeah.
We're absolutely beastly. I love the line about, in the last verse where it says, I wish that evolution could have stopped a little quicker, as though evolution stopped. And that was the opinion. We've reached, human beings at the pinnacle of evolution. We're the greatest. We've got these great minds. And,
Yes.
but the trilobites, well, that's all very well. But what do you do with it, mate? You just kill people. And the reference to the native of an alien land you call a man and brother, that's a reference to that plaque, isn't it? The Wedgwood plaque, the abolitionist plaque. Am I not also a man and a brother? And it's got an enslaved black person with their hands manacled holding them up.
So that would be a cultural thing.
That people would immediately recognise.
I mean, she sounds kind of right on if she's involved in the philanthropic work of the Roundtree family.
Yes!
Still going on.
Quakers.
Wasn't a Quaker, but did send poems into their publications.
I think she basically, did she work for one of the Seabourn Roundtree? She lived in York, which was how she would have got involved with the Roundtrees. Yeah,
researcher and speechwriter for B. Seabourn Roundtree. Why aren't I called Seabourn?
Well, I don't know. Why aren't you called Seabourn? I'll call you Seabourn if you want to be called
I think their parents were...
slack.
Yeah.
Unimaginative and slack.
That was in the option. So these Roundtree, I mean, it's complete digression.
Yeah.
They made lots of money out of chocolate and confectionery, but did loads of philanthropic stuff in there. And there is still a Joseph Roundtree Trust that's one of the big grant-making charities, I think.
They did a lot of work with homelessness, still do. A lot of work with prison reform, I think. It's interesting, the chocolate families. So you've got the Roundtrees and the Cadburys and the Frys were all Quaker families.
Yeah.
And because Quakers weren't allowed, because they were dissenters and weren't allowed to go to universities and become doctors, lawyers, or
obviously not vicars,
which they wouldn't want to be in any way. They made their money from trade. So there were people like the but lots of the industrial revolution, the leading lights of the industrial revolution came from dissenting sects, like the Quakers, like the Unitarians, like the Methodists. So Style Mill, just outside Manchester, which is a cotton mill, they were Unitarians, I think, that ran that. So they tended to treat their workers very well, comparatively. And they tended to use their vast profits for philanthropic venture. The Cadburys built Bourneville, yeah.
Where you will find lots of lovely houses, but no pubs, because part of the chocolate idea, and it being an innocent trade, is people drinking the cocoa, and that is not as an alternative to booze, which is destructive.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so
those were the circles she moved in.
Vast knowledge of Quaker history.
And she wrote New Woman books.
Yeah.
That is to say, proto-feminist works.
Roy knows about the New Woman movement.
Well, a little bit.
He study it.
I mean, stereotyped as wearing bloomers and riding bicycles and wearing green spectacles and all that sort of thing. So... so we can sort of see where she's coming from social satire-wise. I don't think she literally means it would be better to be a...
Trilobite.
To be a sort of low status... Well, I don't know, you get the same idea much more recently, I think, in a Kurt Vonnegut book. I think in Galapagos, if I remember rightly, humans eventually evolve into some kind of basking lizards, so they lose all the stress and they just lie around on rocks digesting their dinners.
How great. But she's taking a pop at evolution.
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
And she's taking a pop men who pretend to have great big brains and say how great human beings are because they've evolved into this higher form of life. And she's saying, yeah, but trilobites didn't invent dynamite and kill each other and enslave their men, their brothers. And I think it's terrific.
Uncomfortable messaging.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's very funny. I think it's very pointed. I think it obviously it also plays into the fascination with use your words, Jenny. Use your words. What are they called?
Fossils.
That's the one. Fossils, which is part of the greater fascination with evolution. And the fact that you can go up to the top of a mountain and find something that was on a seabed, which is a trilobite, and stuff like that. I think it's great.
Yeah.
It's a pity she died in poverty.
I think she went to one of the colleges, like Newnham or somewhere like that.
Oh, really?
And also says she collaborated with Andrew Lang. So.
Oh, right. Oh, well.
May Kendall, top
Andrew
woman,
Lang.
and a great discovery out
Andrew Lang was a great collector of fairy stories.
Yeah.
And wrote a whole series or collected fairy stories into series of coloured fairies.
Oh, is he the blue fairy book and the green fairy book and all that lot?
The purple fairy book, I think he's Andrew Lang.
Yeah, they're good then, aren't they?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is 19th century women poets, an Oxford anthology, edited by Isabel Armstrong and Joseph Bristow with Kath Sharrock. And mine copy second hand, and it's 825 pages.
And it's got all the greats.
Yeah.
And a lot of people you've not heard of. I mean, I'd never heard of May Kendall.
That's what you want in a collection, isn't it? I mean, you don't just want stuff you already know.
No.
But equally, it's crazy to leave out stuff that is good. So...
and if you dip in a toe in, you don't want to buy the complete Elizabeth Barrett Browning and find out you only really like 2 poems.
That's not going to happen. She's awesome.
Is she awesome?
I am that man. I have got the complete Elizabeth Barrett Browning.
Good.
It's good to get beyond the story of her love life into stuff she actually wrote. But
But there aren't many. There have been numbers of collections of 19th century women poets and Victorian women poets and things like that. Most of them seem to be out of print. Most of the copies available online seem to be in not very good condition.
Well, that is the trouble with things like this, isn't it? You get it and somebody's eaten their dinner off it and written half their thesis on the pages and all that sort of stuff. I think apart from a couple of post-it notes, this one's escaped the worst of the usual mistreatment.
It's not in bad nick at all, really. So May Kendall, Lay of the Trilobite. It's great.
You're going to say goodbye?
I'm going to say goodbye now.
Yeah.
I'm going to say ta-ra a bit. Thanks for stopping by. Mind how you go. Keep out the Australian. Trilobites and great. Great, mate.
Right, you're going to have some carbonated lime now.
Oh.
In the bath.